Hey guys, I'm Sudarshan Koirala and welcome back to Data Science Basics. In this video, let's fine tune LLM and use Llama 2 7 billion model. And we are going to use AutoTrain from Hugging Face because this is, as it is mentioned here, we can create a powerful AI models without code. You might be thinking, why is it important to go without code? Well, machine learning, like large language models, is widely used but often too complex for non experts or for those outside the specialized niche of ML engineering. To make machine learning accessible to everyone, we need to empower those without technical skills, and Hugging Face is doing a great job in this field. If you are new to Hugging Face, I have created a video about Hugging Face earlier. You can refer to that video. There are many steps that we will follow as it is mentioned here. First, we will create a new AutoTrain space. Then we will create a dataset because for fine tuning we need our own dataset, and I will explain you how to achieve that. And then we will launch a model training in AutoTrain. And lastly, we will create a new ChatUI space. By the end of this video, you will get the idea how to fine tune Llama 2 with your own dataset and create a ChatUI similar to what you are seeing on the screen. This is what I deployed myself, and it is running in Hugging Face Spaces. This is open source chat UI, which we can use it in Hugging Face Spaces. Hugging Chat also uses this chat UI. Rather than just explaining too much of things, now let's jump into the different steps that we are going to achieve. Let's get started. First thing first, as I said you before also, we are going to use the auto train, right? Create powerful AI models without the code, a new way to automatically train, evaluate, and deploy state-of-the-art machine learning models. What is the first step? It's create a new auto train space. What we need to do is we need to go to the space. I hope you have the Hugging Face account for this, because without Hugging Face account, you cannot use this. First, create the account. I think you know how to do that. I don't need to go through that. Once you are in the space, you can click this create new space. I will click this one. As I am the owner, it is showing here Sudarshan K. For you, it should be showing here. And you can just provide here anything. Let's say that I will provide here some space. It is fine tuning, and I can say here llama 2. This is completely what you want to provide yourself, and you can provide the license. Let's say I want to provide Apache 2 license, and if you scroll down, you can choose this Docker and AutoTrain, because we are going to use the AutoTrain. And then here is the space hardware that you need to choose. By default, it shows here CPU basic to this CPU free. This is enough for us. We can just click this one. You need to have the Hugging Face token. This is the token that you need to provide so that we are authorized here. It says that this space has 1 secret and 0 variables. For that, what you need to do is on the top, there is this icon here, and you need to go to these settings. I will click this in the new tab. It is here. And if you go to these SS tokens, so here I have already created the token. So you need to create a token here. So you can say new token, and then it will ask you, okay, what's this token for? You can give this name here, and you need to have the right things here, and you can create the token. As I have already created, I'm going to use this one. I will say copy, and I will close this for now. And now I will go down here in the Hugging Face token. I will say Control V. Now that is being provided. I'm showing you this because I'm going to delete this Hugging Face token once I create the video. And then this is the private. I don't want to make it public, and I can say create space. So if you click this, it is going to create the space for us. It says here it is building. So once this is building, and you will get a UI where you can move to the next step. Okay, now as you can see here, our space is being created and we can move to the next step. Once created, it will show us here running, and this is the private. Here it says auto train advanced is or no code solution, something something here. So here is the issue feature request. You can just leave what it is here. The pricing, what pricing? Because you need to pay something for this. So here it says A10G and all the different things. We are going to use A10G, meaning that we need to pay some money for this in order to do the fine tuning, right? So here there is LLM, text classification, tabular, and dream booth. We are going to use the LLM. We are using LLM fine tuning. This is the username of your, and you can give a name here, project name. I will just leave as it is now. And here the model choice, we are going to use the model from Meta. So there is the Meta, and we are going to use the LLaMA2 7 billion HF. So A10G is by default selected. So we just leave as it is now here. Here is the training data. We need to have a data set in order to do the fine tuning. As I said you before also, we are going to use the Alpaca data set. So this is the data set that we are going to use, Alpaca. And this is all the different things here. The downloaded last month is 34,584. You can see the instructions, input, output, text. This is the set. It says dataset viewer. And if you scroll a little bit down, so what is the dataset about and what is the example of the train looks like. And there is also some other things. There is a license also you need to take into account, because here it says that the dataset is available under Creative Commons non-commercial license. It depends what kind of task you are using. Make sure that you comply with these licenses. And citation information, you can provide this citation. Thank you for creating this dataset. How to get this dataset now in order for us to fine tune the model, right? I have already created a notebook for that, and I have uploaded that in my GitHub account. I will provide the link in the description. Here is this dataset, and we can open this in a collab. I will open this in a collab. You can do the same. So it will open in Google Colab. I hope you have the Google account, then we can use this. What you can do is, once this is here, you can just run this. So you can go here and shift enter. So once this is done, it says warning, this notebook was not authored by Google. This notebook is being loaded from GitHub. Okay, we can say run anyway. Once this is running, what you can also do is, once this is downloaded, as I will show you what is happening here. I'm importing the datasets from datasets load dataset, and yeah, I'm loading that particular dataset, and I'm getting this particular thing from this Huggingface website. So if I go up here, so this is the Tatsu Lab and Alpaca. I copied this, I replaced here, and it is downloaded. And the type of the dataset is dataset dict. So I need to convert that to CSV, because AutoTrain needs to, or AutoTrain accepts the dataset in the CSV format. So you can see there are 52,002 rows, and this is how the dataset looks like. So I need to convert that to CSV. This is how I have converted that to the CSV, and I save that to the train.csv. So when I run this, it will be saved here in the files section. There will be a train.csv being created here. So once it is being created, you can just load it from here and download these particular things. If you just want, I can just show how it is done. You can run this. It will take some time. You can run this. You can run this dataset. As you can see here, it is downloaded. Okay, creating in the CSV format. And now if I refresh, or it should appear here once this is downloaded. So it's downloaded. As you can see here, there is train.csv, and I can just read that particular with pandas. I can run pandas as PD. Okay, there is the dataset. So you can see that this is the dataset, and one row has instructions, input, output, and text. So you can just go to these three dots, download this, and we need to upload this. As this tutorial is supposed to be non-code or code free, and if you are getting confused on how to use the Google Colab, I have also uploaded the dataset. If you want to use Alpaca dataset in the compressed format, you can download this, unzip, and upload in the Hugging Face UI. I have already downloaded. So what I will go now is go through this UI. I will click this. I will upload this Alpaca CSV. Okay, it is there now. It is uploading. Once this is uploaded, we can choose which text column we want to use, because there were 4 different columns, and the one that we want to use is the text one. So it says here instruction, input, output, text. You need to go with the text one. And other things we can just leave as it is here. By the way, all the things, if you prefer reading the blog post, there is a blog post being provided from Huggingface. So this is the blog post. I will provide the link in the description. But some of the things that you need to be careful here is A number of advanced settings can be configured in the AutoTrain to reduce the memory footprint of your model, like changing the precision, quantization, or to employ the PEFT. It's recommended to use this as is set by default, as it will reduce the time and cost to train your model. So these are some of the techniques that we use when we fine tune the model. I'm not going to explain this in depth because it will be so technical, as this is no code kind of video, but you get the idea that these are things by default being provided in the AutoTrain for us in order to go through this. So once we do this text, we can add the job. So if I click this add job, okay, the job is added here. But for you, one thing that you need to be careful is Meta LLaMA2 7BHF. In order to use this, you need to be first authorized to use this. You need to be really careful here. So what I am trying to say here is, if I go to the Hugging Face website, let me go here, and if I go here and search for some model, let's say Meta, okay, I'm using the LLaMA 27 BHF, right? It is the gated model. So you have been granted access to this model because I already get authorized from it. But for you, I will show you what it looks like. I will copy this URL. I will open a new Cognito window. I will paste it here. So once you go here, it says access LLaMA 2 on Hugging Face. So this is form to enable access to LLaMA 2 on Hugging Face after you have been granted access from Meta. Meaning that first you need to go to this particular website, LLaMA 2 access grant. You need to, of course, go through this, provide your information here. And once this is approved here, you can go to Hugging Face website, and then your Hugging Face account email must match the email you provided on the Meta's website, or your request will not be approved. So you need to first, of course, log in through the Hugging Face website, get approved from Meta as well as from the Hugging Face also. So these are the two steps that you need to be following before you can use the model here, the model choice. Well, there are many other models also that you can use, which are provided by many people in the Hugging Face website. But if you want to use the Meta LLaMA2 BHF, this is the process that you need to take. And after we add this into the job, we can start the training. So it says here, warning, clicking start training will incur cost. I'm not going to click this start training now because it is going to take lots of time. I have already used once before, so I will show you that. This is what I used before also. So I was using the NVIDIA A10G large, and I pause the space for now because it is taking so much of the time. But for this, you need to provide your billing information. So if you go to this again, and you need to go to the settings, and if you go to the billings, so here, as you can see, one of the thing is active in my case here. So this is the LLaMA 2 chat UI. I will show you that later. But then this is the small one that I used. So it is using 0.02 cent. And this is the one that I trained the model. It is taking like $2.42 just for 46 minutes. And there were like some 70 some thousand batches. I didn't want to go through that step, but just to show you that is the step that you need to follow. And in order to provide the billing information, I have already provided my billing, but for you, if you go to this payment information, and here for me it says update payment, delete your payment method, but for you there should be option to provide your billing information. Once you provided your billing information, you can start using this AutoTrain. So then you can just click this start training, then it will start the training. So this is how you can do. And once that is done, now let us go and see what is the next step. So this is the step I showed you how you can create a data set. And yeah, we used Alpaca and make sure the data set is in CSV format. We did that. And you might be arguing why we are fine tuning kind of things, because it improved the performance, cost saving, and customization, right? Because the base model that we are using, LLaMA 2, is trained with normal dataset that is found in the internet, but we want to make it in a way in our own data set. So it's customized that way. And also the cost saving, because if you want to train that big model, it will cost so much of the money. But if we fine tune, it will cost around some euros or maybe some hundred of euros. That's the reason I paused that, because if you go here, it says that it costs around 3.15 dollar per hour. And for me, as what I thought is that it might take around 1 day or so in order to complete that particular thing. So you can get the idea that it might cost some hundred of dollars. There is no point for me when I create the video to go through that process. But for you, if you are actually going through that fine tuning, you can keep it running here and it will just keep it running. And if you want to pause, you can just say pause space, and if you want to run it again, you can just unpause this and it will keep on running again. So once the model is being trained, how can you now deploy that? We did the launch or model training with AutoTrain. Now we need to create a new chat UI space again with that particular model, right? I have already created one with different model because I didn't run the model, but I will show you how I achieved this. You can go to the space again and create a space. You can give some random name, let's say that chat UI, and the license, anything, Apache 2 for me. And you need to choose the Docker 2. And by the way, you can choose any of these, but I'm going with the Docker 2. And now instead of auto train, you can go with the chat UI. And here it says that, okay, paid hardware, NVIDIA A10G. So it will cost you 1.05 per hour. It's the suggested one. I tried, and if you click this, it will show you different versions. I tried with CPU things, but it was taking so much of time. But then this is the default one that is being provided. You can use this one, or you can try with other things based on your model. And here there is the thing called sleep after. So you can say, okay, sleep after some hours if you want to use it. So let's say that you want to sleep, you want to make this space sleep after 5 minutes. You can save the money, because when it is sleep, it says here sleep time is not billed. So in order to reduce the cost, you can do this also. And here you can, if you have the MongoDB, you can provide the URL here, but I don't have. It will be created by default for me. And the app color, from here you can choose what type of color. For me, as you can see here, it is blue color, right? So if you go to this particular place, not this one, I think, which one is, there are so many tabs open here. As you can see here, it says blue, but for me, I used the blue one. But you can go here and change whatever color you want. Let me say you want to put red, then the UI might be red. So here if you hover, it says color theme for your app, and app name, you can provide the name here as it is taken, I think, from here, space name. And I think if you can even change this, okay, LLAMA2. Okay, you can give different name here. And then the model name. The model name must be the model that you get after you train. This is the default model name that is being provided here. But for you, when you run this auto train, when you trigger this start training, it will show you the name of the model. Or that is one option where you can go. And the next option would also be, if you go to this model tab, you can open in the new UI. You can search your username. Let me say here, I will go and search my username. So yeah, there are spaces and there are the data set, and there is no model. So it is not showing me here. But as you get the idea, if you had model being trained, it will show you the model here. So you can choose that particular model from here. But one easiest thing is that when you just start learning, it will show here the model names. You can just copy that, go here and just provide here. So this is the default one I provided. And these things you can change if you want to have the maximum new tokens or truncation or top K, whatever you want to do. And public or private, you can click private and then create a space. It is going to take around 5 minutes or so. Once this is done, you will get this kind of UI, which I get. And now it is running because it is running on A10G. And I don't need to again run that. So from here you can ask as many questions as you want, because this is the open assistant model. I have already created the video about open assistant before. If you want to go, please refer to that video. But now you can just ask random questions here. This is the open source version of ChatGPT. But this one, I think it is using the Falcon 7 billion. But if you train the way that I showed you, you would be using the Llama 2 7 billion. So you can ask here, okay, pandas code to read CSV. So it will provide us the answer here. Okay, import pandas, short and sweet answer. This is how it works. And we created a good looking chat UI inside Hugging Face Spaces. And this is now private, because if you have created your own LLM fine-tuned version, you can make this public and share with your friends so that they can use. And if you go to this file section, you can see there is all the different things that is being provided for you. In the settings, you can choose different things. Let's say that we are using here sleep after 1 hour, and here is the simple CPU basic. If you need more, you can just switch from here. And there are the different things, persistent storage, because by default, if you don't use the persistent one, it will be removed for after some time. It says here choose a storage tier, and you can restart this space. And if you don't want the space, you can just go all the way down here and delete this space. So yeah, that's all for this video. It was quite a long process of doing this. But if you prefer, as I said you before also, if you prefer going through the blog post rather than the video, then I will provide this the link to the blog post also. Thank you, Hugging Face. And I think this blog post is provided by Abhishek Thakur. Yeah, Abhishek Thakur and Andrew Jardine. So thank you, Andrew and Abhishek, for providing this non-engineer's guide, train our llama to chatbot. I hope you learned something new and try it. And as I said you also, I didn't run all the model training phase, because why should I spend cost? But I just showed you how you can achieve that. I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.